Here we go. Okay, welcome back everybody to Coffee and Art now in the afternoon. This is going to be part two. Is that Jean already? This is going to be part two of our steampunk. We colored a page in the steampunk color book. We cut it out, and I found a page in my art journal. This is my Smack and Dragon art journal, and I found a page that I want to put them on. So we're going to glue them on here, but I also found a couple other things that I want to add right down there and then over here. So I'm going to go ahead and before I glue this in, I'm going to go ahead and glue all this down with some matte medium. And then I'll just glue this down with some Eileen's Tacky because I don't want to get wet on this. And because some of this is watercolor, some of it's neo colors, and I still have to finish the feathers and some of the shading that I did on part one. So if you're watching this, this is part two of coloring in the steampunk characters and turning this into an art journal page. Okay, yeah, I saw that, Jean. All right, so let me go ahead and get my matte medium down. A little bit of, I use golden matte medium. Uh-oh, I stepped in my pencil tray. Okay, so I'm going to just pour out a little bit of matte medium here. I don't need too much just for this one page. That's probably enough. Move that out of the way. Okay, so again, this is, I can't turn the page of the book to show you the rest of the book because I've got all this laid out here where I kind of want it. And so if y'all have any questions, put them in caps. This is part two. So I just picked out these last couple of bits here, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue them down. Oh, this isn't quite glued down yet. That must have been left over from the last. Let me go ahead and glue that down too, and this. Let me kind of test exactly where I want it. A little further down. And if anything hangs over the edge, I'll just trim it off here later. That's good. And then I just needed a little bit of orange right over here on the side. All right. So I'm going to glue that down, take a card and just kind of smash out any wrinkles and get off any excess matte medium. And what we're going to do is turn this into an art journal page with a story that goes along with it. All right, so I'll trim that little bit off here in a minute. All right, so let's go back over here. Whoops, I forgot. I got to do this one first. All right, let me get my layers done here. All right, so this one is not glued down yet either. Put a good bit. I just have it tacked down because I wanted this here from the other day. So let's go ahead and glue that down. Go ahead and glue this piece down because this just rounded out this circle for this little home for this little guy in there. Okay. So I want to just make sure this is going the way I want it to, right along that edge right there. And then I wanted this bit of watch up in this corner, which is going to hang over the edge for now, and I'll just trim it here in a minute. Then I wanted these two pieces down here. And this piece right here in the middle. He's standing on that watch right there. Okay, there we go. So now you just kind of smooth this out. We'll trim it, dry it. And paint on it. There we go. All right, let me put my glue brush back in the water and dry this. Oh, you're welcome, Vicki. Thanks for being here. Thanks for modding. Everybody's still here and no problems. Nobody snuck in and modded themselves or had the bot mod. Yeah, I hope Joycey's okay. I guess she didn't say if she wasn't feeling well, but she just said she wasn't. Hang on, I got to get me a baby wipe to get some of this little bit of glue areas off. And it wouldn't hurt to get a little off my hands. All right, yeah, just got a couple areas where I got a little blobbies there. Take forever to dry those things. So, here we go. All right, now back to drying. Thanks, Angel. Did you get to see the flip on Monday? I did flip through this on Monday. Oh, did I not glue that? That's another piece. Well, I'll just glue that down with some, because this is going to be covered up. I could actually just take that off. I just tacked that down because I wanted it there, but it's going to be covered up by the people, the steampunk couple here in a minute anyway. She did. I didn't see that, Vicki. What did she say? I didn't see it when I went and got some coffee and took a quick break. I hit like on 2 tweets and then left. Oh, okay. Okay, well, it's recorded. Let me get this dry so I'm not touching any, getting it all over myself there. Let me hang my, there. Okay, thanks, Vicki. All right, so now what I want to do is just go ahead and trim off these things that are hanging over there and down here on the bottom. I'll flip through here in a little bit, Angel, if you missed it. Most of the pages in this book are not done. This is just my Smack and Dragon book where I smacked and dragged every single page through the Dilutions ink. Then went back and stenciled, then going back and collaging, then going back and adding a focal image to paint out. Like, I'll show you the first 2 I got down here. This one, and I got the fishy one. Where's the here? Fishy. I do have a couple other pages, but then this fish one. So, and now, what I'm trying to do with this now is we all have all these different cool color books, and I won't go through all the process that I did. This is on part 1 of how we colored this and cut it out. But now I'm going to use it in my art journal. So I want it right there. Now, because I used water-soluble media, watercolors, and Neocolor too, I don't want to slather this with matte medium. So I'm just going to glue this in with Eileen's Tacky. Okay, so if you all have any questions, put them in caps. Yeah, the little fish were from the other color book, this color book. And again, you can find all kinds of these color books really cheap, and also color book pages online that you can get for free. So if you just want color book pages to color, cut out, to use, or whatever. All right, so now I'm just going to turn this over. I'm getting rid of some of these little scraps here. And I put quite a bit of glue when I glue anything down. And never just roll out your glue like this and then smack it down on your page, because you'll see ripples and bumps on the other side when you glue it down. If you put a lot of glue like this and take your finger and smooth it all out all the way past the edges, then you won't have any bits coming up. And you always want to do this, especially if it's a thin paper. Otherwise, you're going to glue something down. You're going to see lumpy, bumpy glue bumps on the other side. Okay, so, And I know that may be self-explanatory, but I always just talk out my process, and it's just something, when I'm doing it, I'm thinking it, so I say it. All right, so now we're just going to put her down, or them down, right, because her arm, we had to cut her arm right along the edge there. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure it's all glued down really well. If I miss a little bit, like right there on that feather, I still got some on my finger. But I want everything glued down really well. Okay, and where there's little, like the edge of this feather, that was the edge of the page, I'll just blend that in with paint. I'll just blend that in. So I'm just going to kind of, a couple of these little feather edges, I didn't quite get enough to the edge. So I want to make sure everything is glued down, because I'm not covering it with matte medium. That one's glued down. Oh, and by the way, speaking of glue, y'all know my Eileen's Tacky. I always keep it in a jar like this, upside down like that, so it's always ready to go. Always remember to put the cap on it before you do this. But that way the glue is always ready to use. Well, look what I found at Michael's last weekend or whatever. Look how they're selling some now. Look, they're selling it like this. Kind of like they're doing new ketchup and mayonnaise and mustard. So you got the thing now. I haven't cut this one because this other one's pretty new. I don't need to open this yet. But you just cut your cap right there, and look, it's got a little thing, and then it stands up like this. So this is the new tacky glue with this kind of stand-up cap thing now. So they've been listening to us. They know how we've been storing our glue. They know we've been doing it this way. So they made this little, cap thing like that. And it stands up like that. They copy. I know, right? They listen. All right. So anyway, I just wanted y'all to be aware that that's now out there. Okay. So there we go. So I got that. I want to make sure that I don't have any wrinkles. And you won't have very many wrinkles if you smear out your glue like I just did. Some people like to use glue stick, whatever you like, whatever kind of glue you like. I'm just not going to slather matte medium over this because, like I said, there's watercolor in parts of this. Now, in part one, I did not get to finish a couple of these feathers. So let me just go ahead and just put a little bit of shadow in a couple of these last couple of feathers that I didn't finish. There's only like these 3 feathers that I didn't finish coloring. But if y'all, part one of this was the whole coloring of this, which it took a while, it took a couple hours, and I used a whole bunch of different mediums just so you could see that you can use all kinds of things. Kids watercolors, acrylic paint, neocolors, color pencil. We used all of it on here just for some different examples. And like I said, I still have a couple areas here that really need to be finished up. All right, but I'll worry about that after a while. When I finish the painting process, if I see any little bits that need a little bit more highlight or detail work done on them, I can do that after a while. So there is the couple just cut out and glued on the journal pages. Okay, so now what I want to do is make it all cohesive. So in my other journal, the other Dilutions journal, I used a lot of black and stars. I'm trying not to use a lot of black and stars, but although it's steampunk, it almost makes me want to do that. So I might just do a little bit. I'll try not to get crazy with the stars and the black. Okay, there's a little bit of, I missed that little bit of feather edge right there. But it just kind of lends itself to my steampunk page. All right, and then I got this little guy right here who looks like he's coming in a door. Like I tried to make it like an arch right there. He's standing on, like, looks like could be a time machine. And he's coming through from like medieval into this steampunk era. Okay. That's my story. All right, and I do have this little bit of blue left that I took out from under there. I don't know if it really needs it. I kind of like that little edge there, almost kind of like it's, see how it kind of goes over to this? Could almost work. Could almost just go right there. I think I will glue that down right there. Let's trim that up because I don't want it to, oh, I'm going to have it fit, not go into the, crevice of the page. So again, a lot of glue. All right, now, here's a thing about why I like to use matte medium. Other than I just love golden matte medium, it leaves, when I do my collage, it doesn't wrinkle the pages. And what it does is it coats everything so that, see, look how perfectly that all just matched up. Look at that. I just love when that happens. Look, that matched up with that. This is matching up over here, and it's matching up on the arch. The thing about having everything coated with the matte medium is it will wipe, when you put paint over it, you can wipe it off, okay? If I put paint over this right now, that paint is there for good. This is just, you know, the color book page. But because this has all got matte medium on it, the paint will wipe right off. You just like getting it all over my fingers. Well, the thing about Eileen's Tacky is, see, it's wet there. Now watch. I'll just keep doing this, and it rolls up, and just rolls up into like a ball, and you can just, it'll just peel off your finger. See? That's what I like about Eileen's Tacky. You can literally clean your hands just by doing this. See how it's scooping up? And I just hold my hand over the trash can and just get all those glue bits off my hand with just rolling. It rolls off. It's not like matte medium. Matte medium, you got to have a scrubby, honey. You got to have a scrubby. Okay, but anyway, my point is this piece right here does not have matte medium over it. So I have to know that if I, even though it is shiny, so it'll wipe away a little bit while the paint's wet. But any place that's got matte medium, it's like a coating, even though it's matte and you can't see it, so you can wipe paint away. You like that part about it too? All right, so let's see what colors I need. I'm going to want some black for sure, just because, like I said, I'm going to try just maybe some of the edges to have some stars. Let me get this one's still got some stuff left from the steampunk coloring, and I want to dry. Okay, so I'm going to get some black. I'm going to want some of the orange that I've been using, the Canyon Cross. Well, no, it's dried out. Okay, it's already dry on that one. Okay, let me clean off the crusty bit here. I love Paula's term, crusty bits. Okay, and I got a little bit of crusty bit still on there. All right, I'm going to need a baby wipe or two. Sorry guys, bumped the camera again. Every time my head goes under this. If you don't know how I have this set up, how I have my camera set up when I do these closer up. Now, I do have a little stand that I could have like right there if I wanted to, real close. But how I have my setup, let me get a piece of paper. I gotta show you now. So this is how I have, and people have asked me, I do have a quick little video, a 15-minute video on how this setup works. And you can do it two ways. I just happen to have a big, tall tripod. Actually, I think it was a presentation stand tripod, but it has a metal arm like this. Well, the metal arm is not quite long. It's not quite that long. Let's say it goes to there. Well, the metal arm is not quite long enough to have my tripod over here, because here's my table, okay? And the tripod sits over here on the floor. And it's about 1, 2, I'd say it's probably 4 feet tall, because it does have a little extension. And a metal part that comes out here. And then I have a maul stick, a wood stick, that I have taped to make this even stick out farther, then I have one of those little gorilla arm tripod thingies wrapped around that stick with the camera right there, and it faces down. So this is my setup like this. Of course, my table, this is not in perspective, you know. This is how my setup. So this, my chair is like right here, and my workspace is here. I got my laptop right there, so I can read chat while I'm working, okay? So I'm sitting right here. Well, every time I can turn the chair, if I have to go this way, I'm either bump into this leg, or over here's all my shelving. So I have to go under this to get to my inks and stuff over here. So this is where I'm always bumping my head. I'm always bumping my head there, which is that TMI? Sorry, guys. You know, rabbit trails around here. All right. So let's see. Let's start with the black and the orange and purple. I need some purple. Okay. All right. So a little bit of purple, orange. I want these same kind of colors. I think I might have a little yellow ochre. Nope, it's dried too from a little while ago. And I'll probably need a little yellow ochre. And this one's almost done. I did buy a new one, but I'm determined to use this up. Which, again, another tip is if you want to have some acrylic washes, when it gets down to about there, add water, shake it up, write the word wash on here, and keep these separate from your other paints, and then you'll have a bottle of acrylic wash. If you don't do that, what will happen is you'll shake it up, and you'll open the lid, and it'll go, and you'll just have a big blob of water come out. So you want to make sure you distinguish your regular, you know, newer, thicker paint from the washes. Because, you know, don't ask me how I know that. It's more fun when you can picture why I'm hitting my head, Vicki. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, because I'm going to go to the edges of this, I don't care if paint and stuff gets on the edges, but I don't want to glue them together. So I'm going to go ahead and put some wax. I'm going under, Vicki. I'm going to go ahead and put some wax paper so I don't glue the pages together with paint. That's a little more than I need, is it? And also, real quick, I'll say it again. I said it on part 1. The file folder project is going to be the second week of September. I'm not going to tell you any more about it right now. I kind of discussed it a little bit. On part 1. And Packer Dye is going to be, I hate to say guest artist. I mean, she's like, you know, she's an amazing just artist in you know, just an artist. I don't know about, you know, she's just an artist, not necessarily our guest, but, you know, she's going to be doing the folder decorating part. I will be doing the folder interior class part. So it's going to be fun. Okay. All right, so I just want a little bit of wax paper. I can kind of shift it around if I need to, just so I don't get globs of paint along the edge and glue my pages together. All right, so we're going to start with that. And I'm not sure how the different where the landscape will fall exactly, but I do want to be aware not to get a bunch of paint slopped on their faces and stuff, because it won't come off. Okay, just. You got to go for it. You're going to get a yeah, one of those blue carts, Vicki, from IKEA. I love those things, but I've already got all my cards, and I wouldn't have a place for a new card, but they are pretty. I like them. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up a little bit of black here on my finger and start blending. This is why, see why I wanted the wax paper right there, and I'm just going to start blending. And another thing about what you want to make sure you do is, or not all, you don't have to make sure, it just makes it easier to realize that your collage pieces that you've glued down here will blend much easier if they're torn rather than cut. Okay, cut edges, like right there. Let me just show you again. Let's see if I can get that off to show you. Right there I have a cut edge. A straight cut edge. When I blend the paint over it, you're still going to be able to see a little bit of a line under the paint. Whereas if you tore that you won't have that edge. Your edges will just blend better if you have torn edges. Now I don't want to get into his hat, and I don't want to lose this. So this I'll be blending in with maybe a little bit of blues, which I don't have out right now. So I'm just going to keep on with where I want the black. I want all this blended in down here. Again, let's make sure I'm not sticking the pages together. Okay, so I got a little bit, I got to be careful. There's my color book page right there. It's right there on that edge. You might want to, go in there with a brush rather than your finger when you come up to edges that you don't want to get anything on. You have two, I missed, Vicki, did you say you had two gray ones? It just scrolled off the screen right when I looked up. Somebody has two of the gray carts. I know they come in like gray, teal, red. All right, see, I got a little splatter right there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get off the splatter, but it's not going to go away. So what I'll do, where I got the black paint on her hand right there, I'll let that dry. Don't try to go over that right now with wet, kind of damp paint. When that dries, I'll go back over that with color pencil and cover up that little bit of mess up where I got black splatter right there. But don't do it while it's wet. So I have to be a little bit more careful here with the, I'm going to pick up a little bit of orange and a little bit of black right there on that edge, because I can't get anything on here. So if you're working with a color book page, that you've cut out, you got to be a little bit more finicky, because you don't want paint on that. You have the teal and a gray one, Vicki. Okay. All right. So I got to be a little bit more aware, not just go, crazy with how I usually just, start telling the story and it's just blend, 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 which I can do over here. I just got to be careful over there. Okay. So I just want a little bit of, I'm going to have some stars down here. And maybe just a little bit up in here. Let's see, where do I want to end this? And now just take a baby wipe, any place I want to kind of blend it a little bit. Because it's covered with matte medium, I can go in here with the baby wipe and blend. You can't do that if there's not a coat of matte medium. Or, a lot of people like Mod Podge. But I'm like my golden matte medium. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to go in here with the brush rather than try to accidentally get on those goggles. I'd rather just wait a minute, be a little patient and go in there with some olive green. Did I get any olive green out? No, I didn't get any olive green out. Just need a little dash of that. Yeah, I got to be neat around that because I'm not usually neat. I just might go for it. All right, so let's see. Let me get a little flat brush here of some kind. I'm going to go a little bit into the olive green here and around her arm here. See, I got a fussy paint around her, around the color book page, especially since it's right there in that crack of the book right here, and I want this to kind of connect, these two sides to connect, kind of like that. I can kind of blend it to make it kind of lose the edge there. Because that's where our arm ends right there. Now I don't know what I'm going to do over here yet, but Yeah, exactly, Carrie. Carrie says, much better than being stuck in a color book. So true. All right, so I'm just going to put a little green over on this. I'd kind of tie these two edges together here. And it can just be a little bit of foggy something going on there. Don't know. Just kind of give it some texture and some layers. You know, this could be a little hills coming down over here. And you know, I just imagine different kind of landscapes and worlds and you know whatnot. Let me pull that up there, and I don't need it on the edge there now. I just kind of imagine what could be going on. Now, right there where the goggles end, I might put some little fog up in here after a while. You know, after just kind of blend that in. Same thing for right on this edge. All right, so now I'm thinking I might want some of this more like coming, like, I'm just going to put it in green for now, but kind of like a little bit of a, maybe another landscape area coming across here to here, and then across over into here, behind over there. So let's go with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the black right up to there. And see, it's got that little black little area already in there like that. It's already there from that piece of clip art, not clip art, you know, cut out that Imelda sent. Now I'm just going to take the orange and just continue that on like that. I'm just going to try to kind of blend that little arch thing right into itself like that. I'm just talking out what's happening here. Right now I think I'll bring that black right down to there and kind of blend that in like that. Something like that. And see how I just kind of left it painty? You don't have to, you can leave some texture and some interest. Let people try to just like, let their eye figure out what's going on like right there or something. You don't have to necessarily blend out, make it like all blendy. You can leave areas that are just, you know, not completely blended like that. It just makes it look more interesting. Oh, thanks, Vicki. You like hearing the process? All right, so now I'm just going to kind of just do a little bit of like that. Now this is going to need something right there, that little white bit, but I think I'm going to do some blue in here. And just because I want to tie all that blue in. So I think I'll get the darker teal and a little bit of true blue. So these, I got to, again, I almost just, I got to be careful with, you know, not getting paint on that. So I'm going to put out a little Calypso blue and a little true blue, because that's kind of the 2 or 3 shades of blue right in there. So, and I have a little black if I need to pick, you know, pick that up. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up both of the blues, and I just want to start blending in some of this right here. I want a distinct line there, though. See that line right there? I don't want to lose that. I do want, I got to fill in that little spot. I do want a horizon line like right there. So just get rid of that little bit right there. And when I get up close to them, I'm going to have to get a paintbrush. But if you do a couple colors at the same time, like this, it kind of almost blends itself. And you can fussy paint in certain areas, like right in there. But I want him to almost look like I want that blue to kind of come across there. And I'll probably do some foamy stuff or some fog or some smoke. Like he's coming through these 2 doors like this, and here's the time machine. Okay. Now, there's her arm right there, so I'm going to go ahead and get a brush and get in here with some of the fussy paint right along in here, because that's her arm right there. Of course, I could kind of, you know, lose a little bit of her arm. That wouldn't bother me either. Hey, Shabs. All right, so let's go ahead and just kind of get in the crack there. Fill that in. And then there's her arm right there. A little bit right in there. Okay. So you can just tell that, you know, there on this page. Alrighty. Now I got to kind of decide how I want the composition to look on this side. I do want the blue to come over here a little. I think I want it to come up to that height though. Like that. I think I might even want to blend that in a little, so it doesn't look like part of her dress. Same thing for the black. I'm going to bring that up a little. I just want a little bit of orange over here to tie the orange, you know, brings your eye over to the orange. And I'll probably, you know, fluff that up with some smoke or some stars or something. Okay. Liking that. And I think I'll bring this yellow across here with some yellow ochre. Let's see. Let's just kind of see what I want to do. Look, I'm going to get some of the black off my finger. Looking neat. Thanks, guys. So I think I want some, tie this in over here. Like that. And I'll probably have some stars and something over there, and just to kind of give it a, and some white. I don't know yet. Just kind of going with the flow. All right, now I do want this to kind of have more of a, I don't want this to look, I want this arch to be the focus, not that bit right there. So I want it to kind of go like that. Okay. And I kind of like this splotchy bit over here. It kind of almost looks like that could be another sky, or a little bit of, let me just put a little, maybe just a tiny bit of cloud, purple clouds over here. Right there. But I kind of like that splotchy left over from the ink. And these lines right there, those 3 lines, those are from like some pencil mark underneath. Oh, you can't probably see. Those are pencil marks left from something else, but I think I'm going to draw some things hanging off of her hat. Draw some extra things hanging off of her hat there. All right, let me dry this real quick so I make sure I'm not smearing anything into them. Hey, Jamie, Janet, whoever else, no matter. I think I'll say hi to everybody else, either on this part 2 or in part 1. Hey, sister woman. So anybody else that's joining us, this is part 2 of this. Remove my, I don't think I'll need the wax paper now. Of part 2 of the steampunk couple and the time traveling, whatever's going on over here. All right, so I think what I want to do now is have some smoke, maybe a little water, some steam, some stars. Have some stuff going on here. All right, so let's see. I think I almost kind of want some purple right in here. Let's see. Let me get a brush and play. Maybe this one. I want some purple tied in on this side. And I want that a little darker right there. And I might have her feather even coming across, or his feather. Maybe her feather coming up over here a little bit. And I'll fix it up with some color pencil. I just want to kind of get that feather there. And then maybe that one come out a little bit too. Okay, so now I want a little bit of purple over in this landscape. Just to kind of tie in some purple. Maybe a little bit right there, just a touch. Okay. Sip of coffee, read the chat. All right, I do think I want him maybe in some light blue. Let's see, do I have some white here? Is that dry? Get a little bit more white. Gonna get a little light blue, smoky, foggy stuff going on. We'll see. Let's get a little, just with the baby wipe. A little bluer. I hope Sister Woman's feeling better. She's laid up since she got back from Denmark. Right there in that crevice. I'm trying to blend that in with the crevice there. There's going to be a lot going on in this one. A lot going on. Because because I want it to look like the whole thing's like coming in, you know, to this dimension here. So I got to kind of make it look like it's coming in like that. I want to make that just very distinct. Thank you, Vicky. A smoky, cloudy, foamy, whatever. Okay, and then down on this side, I want it to be, well, I do want a little bit of something going on over here. And then just grab a tiny bit of white and this purple. Oh gosh, somebody's talking about tiny living. One of those tiny houses? I thought Sister Woman just camping was enough. Oh. Kind of something, somehow to transition that just a little like that. I don't know. Some people that have done that, I don't know if they've ever actually lived in a small. If you've had to do it, you know, I don't think you're excited to do it. So I almost need a shadow because I want that to look set back in there. So I almost need a, maybe with just some colored pencil, shade down in there. But I better wait before, because it's wet. Let me just put a little bit of, let's see what my colors are here. A little bit of, let's get a little bit of darker Prussian blue. A couple of darker areas there. And then with a little dry brush, just kind of, just want a little bit of, just a little bit of definition. Maybe just a little bit more back. Like that. There we go. Hey, Packer Die, welcome back. How are the kids' first day back to school? Did they make it? They made it, didn't they? Oh, bless their heart. Does that make you feel better? Thanks, Carrie. Packer Die, does that make you feel better about the teacher? Yeah, I'm just, I'm right there in that crack, trying to transition some things, and it's a little tricky, but I'm determined. Okay, I think I want this a little darker in there. And see, I'm able to white paint back because there's matte medium on there. I don't want that quite that dark, I don't think. I want that a little bit lighter. And I'm just kind of having fun playing and getting the atmosphere right. So I don't know how interesting this part is, but it's just kind of like when I take my time, this is how I would be doing it if I wasn't on stream. So I'm kind of wanting to, just kind of take my time and get some of the details. You like the colors? All right, I need a little bit of this dark blue right in here. All right, back to some more cloud things going on. Foggy, smoky. It's kind of like you don't know where the clouds end and the smoky stuff begins. Kind of like in there, like that. And again, it's just like right there in the crevice. So it's kind of hard to... What was I thinking? Some people's names I just like saying. Know what I mean, Steampunk Vern? Jules Vern, Steampunk Jules Vern. Oops, got too much water in my brush here. So you can kind of see. Maybe need a little bit more foggy stuff down here. Just a little bit of... I'm wondering if I want... I might want some hands of time thing coming out of there. I kind of like that idea. What color? Purple, probably. Let's see. Maybe get a little bit of purple here. Liner brush. Let's see, where do I want them to be? I think I want one to come this way. And one to come this way. Y'all probably can't see that right now, but thanks, guys. It's coming along. I mean, seriously, can play and play and play and play. I just got to, you know, take a little minute and kind of look at it, and I'll let those purple hands dry, and then I'll go in there with color pencil and add a highlight and a shadow and bring it all the way out like that. All right, so let's see. Anyway, so you can kind of see what we're doing with the steampunk cutout that we did. All right, I think I want some foggy stuff over here. I think we'll go with some, got some orange stuff going on. Let's try some orange here. Let's see. I need a little bit more white. Let's do a little bit of orange, smoky, foggy stuff on this side. And I think I will kind of go over her arm just a little bit here. Just to kind of blend her in a little bit here. Here. Let's kind of tie in some of the By what? 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 Again, right there in the little crevice. All right, now go back in with a little bit of white and kind of get a little bit of lighter orange. And go right over her arm there. Kind of like a little foggy bit. To get in there with a brush, I guess. Hey, JJ, I need a little bit more orange. What do I do with the, oh, there it is. So I'm just kind of trying to make them like part of the whole scene. And again, I got a couple little black dots where I've splattered some paint. I'll have to go in there and kind of, so when I get a dry moment here. All right, let me let that sit a minute. See, I'm just trying to get them in a fog, sorta. And I'll put a little bit more white. Maybe just a tiny bit of black in here and here. I'll dab that in there. A little bit around the goggles. And then I wanted it more black down here because I'm going to want some little stars down in here. Bye, Moomy. I think if Moomy was leaving. I know this is kind of the tedious part, but some people like to see the details and some people think it's just tedious watching it, but it's a little bit of everything. This is part 2, if y'all missed part 1. All right, now let's see, a little bit more. It almost needs, just needs some darker right in there. Maybe a little bit more purple. No, I don't really want purple there. I think it just needs some more white and stuff. But I haven't got to it. I got to let that kind of sit. I think I want a couple, maybe a little bit of some kind of architecture, something going on right in there. Let me go ahead and dry it and let it sit a minute. No, Cam can make his own poster, to tell you the truth. All right, let's see. I need some fresh baby wipes here. Now I'm going to work a little bit of color pencil on these guys. I think it's dry and set enough from the glue underneath. You know, because the glue underneath will, it softens the paper when you glue something down. And if you try to like dig in, hang on, let me tell Denise some stuff. Hey, I'm doing a part 2. Can I call you back? Something going on? Okay, bye.
I sent it to you, please.
Okay. She just wants me to lighten a real estate picture for her. She has me edit her pictures. Okay, so what I was saying is under the, you know, when I just glued this down with Eileen's tacky, just kind of smooth out the page a little. It's wet underneath the paper. So if I go in here with a color pencil when it was wet underneath, I have it could tear. So you really want to wait till, if possible, let me move this until it's really dry, even from underneath, before you go back in here with color pencil, because you don't want to tear it. Okay, I got a little bit of a crusty bit, as Paula would say. Where's my scissors? Right here along the edge. Cut that off if I can get at it. All right, so let me go ahead and get in here with, I want to get back in here with a little bit of more shading on their skin, because I didn't quite finish coloring it. Okay, and then I can also go in here with like the green, where I've put some paint on here now, and I can even go in here and blend some of their clothes, and so you can't really tell where their clothes end and some of this begins. Maybe with a little orange. A little smokier thing going on there, here. Kind of blend some of this in. Just use all your resources. All right. I'll wait on, because I want to put some more white fog thing in there. All right, so let me get back over here on there. Shading in some of their skin there. I want this to be kind of, can't tell where her hand is, kind of almost in the fog. So, got any questions or anything? Did you all like, well, seeing, you know, doing a color book page as part of your art journaling page? Did y'all get some ideas to do with your color books? If you know, don't want to draw something, you could just cut something out. Hey, Dixie. All right, so this right here, I do need a little bit of, let me sharpen my pencil here. Do a little bit more blending and shading from part 1. Oh, good, Annabelle. I'm glad you liked it. You know, it's a little different because I'm always drawing everything. So this way you could see what you say, well, I can't draw. Well, you can color and cut something out. So, right? Although I always tell everybody, practice your drawing, practice your drawing. Can't tell you that enough. All right, it needs a little bit of shadow. His tie there. Make it kind of a stripy looking kind of thing, maybe. Kind of sharpen up, define her finger edges. You haven't bought a color book yet? Oh, well, you'll be buying some. You will be buying some, JJ, just saying. Just like the rest of us. Get on the bandwagon, girl. Get on that color book bandwagon. And I did want some things hanging down out of her hair. Looks like she has a little mole there. I guess that looks okay. She could have a little mole on her face. Let's see. Where's my little shadow there? Okay, so let's get a little bit darker under her fingernails, under her hands there. Needs a little bit more definition. And maybe a little bit more orange. Yes, kids' coloring books would count, but the only problem with those is their pages are like newsprint, and it's probably going to be hard to cut them out and use them because they're going to be so thin. Now, if you made a copy of one, make a copy of the kids' color book page on a different paper, then that might be better. All right, let me get back up here, and I think it needs just a little bit more. I think I'm going to give her some more hair. Let's see. Around her face. I'm going to give her more curly hair here. More curls. And where's my dark brown? Kind of pull her face from the background. Oh, is that purple? No, it's okay. She has some purple in her hair. Where's the brown? Well, I know I have a dark brown sitting here because I was using it earlier. did the brown go? No, that's violet. There it is. Okay, let's see this. Shade a little there. And then him, I want him to have a little more softness to his gray. Okay, we're blending. We're blending color pencil. All right, let's see. Let's go back to, let me get a couple more spots here. Some more background. Sip of coffee. I think what I want to do, I'm going to have him have a little bit of windblown hair here. Let's see. Let's fluff him out a little. I think I want him to have a few little. Fluff out the edges of his hair. Maybe hers too, I don't know. Oops, got some orange in there. All right, let's go in with a little bit of orangey highlights in the hair of her hair here. So you can see how you can just play a whole little world with a color book page and some paint and an art journal, right? I'm going to let that white dry, and then I'll just kind of go over it with a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a little bit of pink, just to bring out, make it, well, a light orange or a pink. I don't really want any more pink. Let's see. I think I'll just go with the orange. Kind of gave her some highlights with some all right, let's see what else I want to do. I do want something kind of hanging down off of her there. Let's see. Black. It's just some kind of weird, some kind of things hanging out of her hair there. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Something like that. All right, let's go back to some of this and decide. I need my indigo. Where's my indigo? Oh. No. Oh, here we go. Thanks, guys. All right, now I did want these watch hands to come across here. There's one. I'll have to go back in there with a little bit darker shadow. So you can't, you have to kind of look close to see that. Let me go in there with, let me sharpen up a black. Because I wanted a little purple too. I like purple. All right, now like I said, I wanted a little bit more, some kind of little something else going on down here. Some more little wheels or some gears or some more architecture. Some more little stuff going on down in here. Any questions or anything, guys? How we doing? Probably going to wrap this up pretty soon. And I'll take a picture of it and let's get a couple little more areas where I want some. A little bit of foggy something else going on in here and here. I want to put some stars. Hang on, we'll get. Oh, and I want a little bit more. I want some more, kind of a little bit of cloud thing going on up here. Just a little bit more. Something up here. Carried over to this side. All right, let's see here. Let me get a little bit of wet. I'll just do a little splatter here. Let's see. Or some wet. All right, let me get some more white. Just enough to get it wet here. Now what I'm going to do though, I don't want to get any water on them. So I'm going to make sure I cover up any, you know, them when I get over here. Some little splatter, maybe a couple of little star things going on. I don't want too much. That might have been a little much. I wanted to fog it up a little bit. Get too many. While they're wet, you can kind of blend some out. Make it look a little more nebula-like. And I might just hand draw a couple in there. Okay, same thing for down here. Trying to take it easy, not get them crazy. Just kind of around the clouds there. All right, now let me cover them up a little bit. Get a piece of paper here. All right, where was I? Yeah. All right. Now let me dry this and add a couple more touches of white color pencil. back of the attic. That's funny, Marilyn. Marilyn said, can you imagine the jaw-dropping moment when someone in the future discovers these journals in the back of a closet or in the corner of an attic and starts to flip through? Oh, goodness. Well, hopefully it won't come to them being in it, although I do have a lot of old artwork in the closet. But hopefully, that's funny. All right, just want a little bit more something going on right in here. This needs a little bit more work to me, but I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. So any questions or anything, guys, on anything? Well, I'll take a picture of it and post it. Let's get a little bit more white behind him there. I'll post a picture of the finished. Let's see if you can kind of look around real close. See where the crack is right there? See, that's where this needs to kind of be a little bit more something to tie the, without it just like ending right there in the crack, but and also right here, this feather, I didn't get to finish it because that's where it was cut off, where the feather was cut off and the, you know, the page ended. Something like this, just to kind of carry it out a little. Thanks, guys. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I mean, you know, I try to, you know, be happy with it, or, you know, not say I'm done. But, you know, there's always something, oh, well, I should put this, I should do that, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But at some point, you just got to go, yeah, I'm going to be happy with it like that. So, although I might, you know, that rainbow right there might be kind of nice to kind of bring right on over into there. Let's go ahead and do that. A little bit of purple, just a little bit, and a little tiny bit of blue right in there. Just kind of bring those edges together there. Like that. I don't think I can get it with, I have to get it with some paint. Where's a fine brush here? Just right on that edge. Pencil's not going over it. Like that. There we go. Okay. I think that's good. A lot going on in this one. A lot going on. But hey, there's a lot to read into it, right? So I'll take a picture of it so y'all can look at it later. Oh, but anyway, I mean, I actually could even put just a little, I don't know, I kind of like just a little bit of extra white right in here, right in here. See, it's hard to stop. It really is. Give it that little bit of extra glow, you know. little extra glow here and there. Jamie goes, oh, Dee, I'm so glad you could do this for me. Oh, yeah, I know, because usually, Carrie, you're right. I usually don't get this far with them because it takes, this is almost into a part three. It just, you just don't, I can't finish it up in 3 hours to this point, right? So I'm glad I, got to do a little bit more. And usually when I do something this painterly, it's on my art cards, you know? Well, thanks guys for being here. And we will, like I said, I'll post a picture of it. I'll throw some pencils on it and take a picture. Thanks for modding, Carrie and Vicky. Oh, and where's Eileen been, by the way? I saw her tell somebody happy birthday, but I haven't seen her around. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here. And I'll upload them to YouTube. I haven't even uploaded part 1 yet, but I'll get there. So, all righty. No part 3 today. This is it. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.